A very good evening. You're watching News 9 with me, Akshata. And first up, the captured BSF Jawan Satyashil Yadav was handed over to Indian authorities at Oktori Post in Jammu's Arispura sector. The pressure stepped up by the union government seems to have benefited the BSF, with the authorities across the border expressing readiness to hand over the BSF Jawan, who accidentally reached Pakistan after being swept away by the strong currents of the Chenab River in Hamirpur Kuna in Jammu's Akhnur sector. The BSF Jawan is now made his way back into India. It was considered to be a historic moment of sorts. In fact, it is understood that the Jawan has even spoken about the experience. He's gone ahead and stated that it was definitely a very, very good experience. And moving on, the local trains in Mumbai have witnessed people being beaten up simply for boarding the wrong train. A man was similarly thrashed for boarding the wrong local train. And well, what you see on your screens was the incident that took place today, where a man who was supposed to be on his way to Bhayandar but boarded the train to Dahanu got beaten up. In fact, earlier similar incidents have been witnessed. A few months back, a fight was witnessed among women in the ladies' coach of the Mumbai suburban train. The ladies were seen slapping each other. So tempers flaring in these local trains, and simply because of one person boards the wrong train, it leads to all of this anger. And it looks like people are in fact going ahead and believing in kangaroo courts of sorts, if we could in fact call it that. Mob justice to a larger extent seems to be the belief out here, and in many of these situations things have gone absolutely violent and out of control. In today's incident, which is what you see on the left of your screens, it is understood that the man had boarded the wrong train, and that's why he was beaten up. He was slapped left, right and centre. And not the first time, of course, such an incident has been witnessed. The last time around was a couple of months back, when footage was released of a number of women fighting it out inside a local train. There was no word on exactly why they were fighting either. And well, in a shocking case of national security getting compromised, an Indian Army Naik Subedar has been caught sending military secrets to Pakistan. He did it through his Pakistani spy girlfriend. The Hyderabad police have now arrested the 40-year-old Podar. The Pakistani spy deposited money for the information that was given to her in installments. In fact, the spy called herself as Anushka Agarwal. She is an MSc student. Podar later gave Anushka information regarding the movement of army units in the western sector. She also made him install a Trojan malware in his laptop and scouted information on missile units and its silos. And secrets of the Indian Army being revealed by this particular man identified as Subedar Naik Podar. He is said to have fallen for the Pakistani spy, believing her to be an Anushka Agarwal, and he is said to have also shared secrets with her after she claimed that she was with an NGO, after she claimed that her father was a retired IAF commander working with the United Nations. Moving on, in a significant move, the State Social Welfare Department has decided to waive off the fees of backward class students who have enrolled for professional courses. The move is expected to benefit nearly 3 lakh students in the state who are studying either in BE, MBBS, BDS, MCA, MBA, MTech or MS programs. In all, the department could underwrite fees to the tune of 244 crore rupees. The only condition imposed by the department is that the annual income of the parents of these students should not be more than 2.5 lakh rupees. The colleges will have to send information about the fees payable directly from the department. And a fee waiver is in the offing. Students from different sectors will benefit from the same. Of course, there are certain conditions to ensure that these students are indeed from backward classes, and for them the State Social Welfare Department will bear a certain amount of their fees. In all, it is expected that it will benefit nearly 3 lakh students in Karnataka. Well, the department could underwrite fees to the tune of 244 crore rupees is what we understand. And of course, if anyone wants to enroll in this kind of a scheme, they will have to ensure that they send across the documents through their colleges, and the department has made it very clear that all these people's parents will have to earn somewhere below 2.5 lakh rupees. This will have to be the amount for their annual income, so they can go ahead and get a waiver to their college fees. Moving on, here's a look at all the updates from Freedom Park, where protests are once again broken out over the KPSC issue. Where protests are continuing over the state cabinet's decision to reject the final list announced by the KPSC for the 2011 batch. The protests took a dramatic turn when one of the candidates even attempted suicide. Well, in fact, several of these candidates were seen going ahead and braving the rains and continuing their protests. Yesterday was the day, of course, that the decision came through from the government, which stated that they will have to rewrite their exams. Ever since, protests have continued unabated. Even yesterday, we saw several people attempting suicide. Today, despite the fact that there was a heavy police presence, one man attempted suicide. He was immediately rushed away by the police. Meanwhile, others continue to gather there and continue their protests. H.D. Kumaraswamy was also part of the protests. He was seen standing in Freedom Park with the rest of the protesters and demanding action. In fact, HDK has also started fasting as a mark of solidarity with the protesters. He started his indefinite fast from his residence at 11:30 a.m. The former Chief Minister has demanded that Siddaramaiah roll back the decision. He remained adamant that the government's stand over the issue is wrong. Kumaraswamy has now joined the protests along with KAS candidates at Freedom Park. In fact, speaking to News9, Kumaraswamy challenged Siddaramaiah to a debate on the same.
ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಧಾನಸಭೆ ಕಲಾಪ ಅವರು ಕರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಪ ಬಹಳ ಬಿಸಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಚುನಾವಣೆಗಳು ಬೇರೆ 3 ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗೆಲ್ಲಬೇಕು ಅವರು. ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಮಜಾಯಿಷಿ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಅಷ್ಟಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ ಪುಣ್ಯಾಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅವರು, ಪುಣ್ಯಾತ್ಮರು. ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಚಾನಲ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆಗ ಒಂದು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡೋಣ.
And meanwhile, the Chief Minister has said that the government is right in scrapping the 2011 KPSC recruitment. He also went ahead and took pot shots at HDK and asked whether it's right to roll back the decision even though thousands were cheated.
ನೋಡ್ರಿ, KPSCದು CID ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. CID ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ತನಿಖಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಆ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಸಾರಾಸಗಟಾಗಿ ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದ? ಇದು ಒಂದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ಕಾನೂನು ಚೌಕಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾನೂನು ಇಲಾಖೆಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಏನವರು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಪಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆ ಪಟ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಾರದು, ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನನ್ನು ವಿಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸಲಹೆ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಕಾನೂನು ಇಲಾಖೆನ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಪಿನಿಯನನ್ನು CID ಇದನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರದ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ತನಿಖಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆನ ವರದಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಅದು ವಿರೋಧಾಭಾಸ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ? ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನೋಡಿ ಕೂಲಂಕಷವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ ದೀರ್ಘವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಈ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕೆಲವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಯಾರು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗದಿದ್ದವರು ಕೂಡ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ 10,085 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದು ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂಗೆ. ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋರು ಎಷ್ಟು? 362 ಜನ. ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದವರು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ವಾ? ಸುಮಾರು 703 ಜನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗದಿದ್ದವರು ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಂಥವರು, ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಕಾನೂನು ರೀತಿಯ ನಾವು ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಕಾನೂನು ರೀತಿಯ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
And that was the Chief Minister going ahead and stating that this was a decision that will definitely help. But meanwhile, there is a difference of opinion over Kumaraswamy's decision to stage a protest opposing the government's decision. MC Nanaya has said that the views expressed by Kumaraswamy are his and not that of the parties. He further said that HDK might have taken the stand on humanitarian grounds. The list of KPSC candidates, keep in mind, was rejected following rampant corruption in the selection of candidates. The government has now filed criminal cases against KPSC members. The Criminal Investigation Department has conducted a probe and submitted a report to the government highlighting malpractices in the examination system conducted by the KPSC. A cabinet meeting presided by the Chief Minister had discussed the list submitted to the government by the KPSC in detail and then rejected it. The conditional bail granted in the Bengaluru serial blast to Abdul Nazar Madani has ended. Madani was given a month-long conditional bail for his treatment. Madani has filed an affidavit with the Supreme Court asking for extension of bail for the treatment of his diabetes and failing eyesight. Madani said that 1 month was not enough for him to get the required treatment for his failing health and wanted the bail to be extended. The court will take up the extension of the bail hearing on the 11th of August. And Madani hoping, of course, to get second time lucky. The Supreme Court had granted him conditional bail for 1 month to ensure that he does not, in fact, face any sort of ill health, does not, in fact, have an issue. Remember, of course, Madani has been treated for the last many months, many years, in fact, for his diabetes and his failing eyesight. And now Madani has gone ahead and requested for 1 more month to ensure that he can fully recover. We have to wait and watch to see how the Supreme Court will rule this time around.